Hello, friends and foes, lovers and haters. Welcome to one of the 1 million games about Little Red Riding Hood. There are multiple choices and multiple endings, so it could be quite interesting. Once upon a time, there was a dear little girl who was loved by everyone who looked at her. Mother says, "Come, little Red Riding Hood, your grandmother is ill and weak. Here is some cake and wine, take these to her. Now listen to me. While you are walking, do not stray from the path. Do not dawdle along the way, and do not talk to strangers, neither to a huntsman nor to a wolf." "Of course, Mama. Thank you. Please remember my advice and be safe." And so Little Red Riding Hood left her home and entered the woods. After following the winding path to Grandmother's house for some time, she came upon a patch of flowers. Oh, flowers! Yes, these are flowers. Grandma would love it if I made her a bouquet. Should I stop here a while and pick some for her? Yes, why not? Granny will like this nice present. Little Red Riding Hood sat and started picking flowers to give to her grandmother. How pretty! Grandma will be so happy. Who is that? Is this slender man with a gun? Is he dangerous? It's the huntsman. Little girl, I'd suggest you get on your way. There's a wolf that prowls these woods. You don't say. And it eats little girls like you. You don't say. If you do happen to see the wolf, run and shout for help. You don't look very trustworthy. I think you are the real villain in this story. Leave Lupo alone. I will come and shoot you. Oh no, I will come and save you. Little Red Riding Hood said nothing and wheeled away from the figure in the woods, most of the flowers falling from her basket in her haste. She hurried down the path, searching the shadows for a snarling wolf or the stranger lurking in the trees. Here he is, Lupo, the bad one. She walked and walked until she came upon a dark and hulking creature, so huge it blocked the whole way forward. It was the wolf the stranger had warned her about. So what now? The wolf says, "Good day, little Red Riding Hood. What should I do? That person said I should run. I try it as a wolf whisperer and speak with Lupo. Hello, Mr. Wolf. Where are you off to so early, little Red Riding Hood? To my grandmother's house. What have you got in your basket there? Cake and wine and flowers. She's sick. These will make her stronger. And where does your grandmother live? Just a little further down the path. She lives in the cottage at the edge of the woods. Man, don't be so stupid. Don't tell him everything. This could be dangerous and lethal. Ah, yes, I know it. Oh no, I must be late by now. Excuse me, Mr. Wolf, may I pass by you? Of course, my dear. Safe travels. The wolf moved to allow Little Red Riding Hood to pass, and she continued on toward her grandmother's house. She seems worried, and when she glanced back, the wolf had disappeared into the woods. Are we safe now? She came to her grandmother's house a few minutes later, and she was surprised to find that the door was standing wide open. Why is that? Is the huntsman waiting for her? Has he already shot Grandma? Grandmother? There was no response. Hello? May I come in? Still hearing nothing, she entered the house and went to her grandmother's bed. Were the wolves lying as we can see? Maybe it's the huntsman in disguise. Grandmother, are you all right? I'm just fine, my dear. Are you sure you're really all right, grandmother? Because, grandmother, what big ears you have. All the better to hear you with, my dear. But grandmother, what big eyes you have! The better to see you with, my child. But, grandmother, what a terrible big mouth you have! The better to eat you with. Ha 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 ha. That doesn't sound very good. And the wolf swallowed up Little Red Riding Hood in a single gulp. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother were such a large feast for the wolf that he lay back down in the bed and fell asleep. After a few minutes, the door swung open. "I have long sought you, wolf." "Murderer!" At last. "I don't see the girl or the old woman. Has he devoured them already?" Well, he takes a pair of scissors and cuts Lupo open. How cruel! And the huntsman snipped away at the wolf's belly until Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother emerged, shivering with fear. Uh, uh, huh, huh. I took revenge on the shitty wolf. That's the normal end. We are saved. Which other ways can we go? Now, Little Red Riding Hood won't stop to pick flowers for Granny. Mm, she seems disappointed. I guess I could pick some with Mama later. And so she continued down the path and did not dawdle any further along the way. She walked and walked until she came upon a dark and hulking creature, so huge it blocked the whole way forward. "Good day, Little Red Riding Hood. That's our second meeting, and I'm looking forward for eating you again." What should I do? I say nothing. Nothing to say, child. Sorry, I really have got to get on my way. Where are you off to in such a hurry, my dear? I'm visiting someone. And where does this someone live? Um, well, what do you want to tell me with that gesture? Hmm? I have long sought you, wolf. Yes, Lupo, like you. I don't like the huntsman. Just bite him, kill him, and then eat him. He deserved this. The wolf leaped into the woods to chase the source of the unknown voice. Legs shaking with fear, Little Red Riding Hood ran as fast as she could to her grandmother's cottage. My dear, how kind of you to visit! Man, I hope this is the real grandmother now. Ha! Ha! Are you all right, my child? The the wolf. I met him on the path. He chased someone into the woods. Just then they heard shots ring out in the distance. That must be. Child, let's get you inside. Good end. Safe. Nothing happened to them. Who died out there in the woods? Did the huntsman shoot the wolf, or was it the other way around? We are safe. And now I want to get the bad ending. I have no idea how this path will end. I walk on. Now I run. Little Red Riding Hood turned and ran into the trees. Somewhere behind her, the wolf howled with rage. She ran and ran until she heard what sounded like a gunshot in the distance. Has someone subdued the wolf? Suddenly, an unfamiliar figure appeared in front of her. Ha! Ha! The wolf was chasing you, yes, little girl? I was able to shoot him just once. but that won't be enough to do him in. He's blinded with rage now. I might not be able to catch him again. But maybe he'd go for the little defenseless child walking alone in the woods. I knew it. The huntsman is the real villain, and Lupo is not guilty at all. A harmless being. Wow, he looks like a black pumpkin. Don't you think so, Little Red Riding Hood? Huh? Oh, please don't. He tied her tightly to a tree with rope. She struggled futilely, screaming for someone to help. Will Lupo save her? Silly girl, your screams will only draw the wolf closer. The stranger disappeared, and the wolf approached. The wolf howled. She could tell he was mere feet away. Nothing you can give me but a crunch? There was a bang. Who shot whom? And the wolf toppled to the ground. Well, Little Red Riding Hood, at least your death was not in vain. That's the bad end. The wolf killed Little Red Riding Hood, and the huntsman shot the wolf. I think that's not fair. There should be a fourth route where the wolf grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood become friends, and the unsympathetic huntsman gets shot by Little Red Riding Hood and eaten by Lupo. That's it. Nice versions of the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Keep cool, keep crazy. Don't forget to meow and run as fast as you can whenever you hear a gunshot.